Well, welcome back to Super Tuesday Recaps. It's your host, Chris and Deepom here. And we're back for the penultimate episode of Legend of Tomorrow. It's Season 3, Episode 17, guest starring John Noble, which is just meta all around in this episode here. The Legends must fix two anachronisms at the same time to keep Mallus at bay and form an unleashed alliance with one of their enemies. Just to tell you how much, how good of a mood I'm in. Well, not even a good mood. I feel like I've tortured Deepom enough. I was going to start this whole episode pretend like I didn't know who John Noble was and pretend like I didn't know he was on Fringe.
Nah, see, that wouldn't even work. Because, you know what, like, we've bugged you enough about it, I wouldn't have believed it. But that's fucked up that you tried to do that. That crossed your mind.
I don't know, man. It's just something weird about how there's just weird random things I do without even thinking, and then you just notice them. Like my Twitter Abby right now is Thanos with the "come and get me," and you're like, wait, when did you do this?
When did you do that? Like, and no one else is like, oh, Chris Abby. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Right? No one. I knew that only you would understand that and get that, but yeah. So anyway, we're back with this episode 17. And like we were saying, like we knew they were going to eventually have to deal with. I mean, you were right. I mean, this whole entire thing involved Amaya going back and causing this anachronism that was going to free Mallus, and that's exactly what happened. I will say that the battle between whether they were going to let it happen or not let it happen was kind of interesting to me. I thought they were just been like, oh, let's stop it, but then they had a really, let's be honest, dumb plan. Dumb was not going to work. Let's just go ahead and let the anachronism happen. Let Mallus come out, and we'll form like the broke Planeteers and try to take Mallus down.
Yes. Look, Ava may be a clone. She may be the 12th. Ava was right as shit.
Listen here. All right. I'm going to tell you, you know who else is right? Villain agenda here. Damien Darhk saved their lives.
Here we go.
I mean, he saved their lives if you want to be honest. Yes, he betrayed them. I'm not saying that. Listen, Scorpion the Frog.
Yeah, that's true.
But he saved the fuck out of their life. Like when he said that.
No, you know what? I'm not going to fight you on that because you're right. It's like Fitz over at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
I can't get that mad because he was right.
I mean, he even said to Ray, he's like, look at you, Ray. You can't even, performance anxiety. You can't even use your totem. How is this going to work? And I was like, the entire time I was mad. I'm like, damn, I wasn't like, I know I'm a villain agenda person, but I was like, come on, Sara, you can't trust Damien Darhk.
Part of me was like, I really hope the totem does work because that would like, even if it's on some like loopholey bullshit where all of a sudden they start working, I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm. Just so that Dark ain't got to be right. Because as Ray was doing this, I'm like, oh no. You're like the kid on YouTube who was like going Super Saiyan.
Right. You don't know how to use your totem.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dark is right as fuck. And one of those ones was like, now it's inassailable. Damien Darhk was right.
Yeah, Damien Darhk was right. I mean, it just like the plan they had wasn't going to work. And, fuck. God damn it. Yeah, sorry. But yeah. Anyway, before we get into all of that, we'll get into the end of the episode. I gotta say, who was the actor who did Obama, yo? Because that shit was
time traveling Barack Obama. That was
that shit.
That's what that.
It was Lavelle Adams Gray. Well, goddamn, if he didn't do Barry Obama pretty damn well.
I'm a little salty about young Obama.
When he tried to talk Grodd down, we could talk about this.
Yo. And I loved the way he's portrayed. I love the way he was. You're right. Like the little things like trying to negotiate and everything. I do want to say, I do have a problem with it.
Not enough weed?
No. What? No.
Oh, come on. I mean, we know Obama was smoking back then.
He was at Occidental for 20 minutes. He went undergrad, Columbia University. Occidental College. Please. Occidental's a footnote. The undergraduate school. Now that's the prestige.
You got to say that was a deep cut though. They went all the way back for that. So
Fuck that. I want my alma mater on school on television.
Almost close enough.
I was like, it's Columbia, Occidental College. God damn it.
Yo, I mean, first of all, I love the shows that throw in little nods and little things about our current time. So the Time to Make America Grodd Again, so corny, so cheesy, but great.
You know what? And I don't want to say this too lightly. I'd rather see a Grodd presidency.
I think it'd be more competent.
We'd have a telepathic gorilla in charge, which is by all turns better than Cheeto Hitler.
It kind of is.
I mean, look, you can say what you want about Grodd. In Gorilla City, the trains ran on time. Look, I'm sorry.
I'm saying, I'm pretty sure Grodd has an anti-colonizer stance.
Oh, a strong one.
I'm just saying.
A strong one.
Just saying. Gorilla Grodd 2020.
I did like them getting him away from the Barry. Hey, look, Barry Obama's not president. Sorry.
I like Barack. They were like,
well, no, hold on to that one.
I love the fact that when Sara was having problems and she needed somebody to talk to, I was like, well, who the fuck is she gonna go talk to? And she literally went back and sat down and talked over with Obama.
Yo, I love that they skipped right past her explaining it all and him being like, all right, let me just pauses, which I really appreciated a lot. The whole episode. It's just
the thing that was so great about that though was you kind of figured that might have been what happened. That they didn't skip over anything. That she just came in talking about that, and Obama was just like, okay, let's hear it out.
What was happening?
Right, just
Mallus. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was okay.
Right.
Really good point.
And then she was like, I really miss you. I was like, that's my captain, yo. That's my Captain Lance. I love Sara Lance. So good. So I love that. So going all the way back when the alarm goes off when the episode first starts, and of course Nate wrote like a whole like manual for different codes for what was happening, and nobody read it. I wrote a whole manual for this. I know nobody read it, and then of course Ray did read it, and of course Nate didn't know his own codes, but Ray did. And he made a song. It's just. God damn it.
It's one of those things where you're like, they've set up the idiosyncrasies of these characters in such a way that it plays. It's not ridiculous, and the humor lands, and it's almost effortless.
Oh, I'm going back to watch. You're interrupting me. You interrupted Lord of the Rings. You read?
Yo, I love the implicit can in there.
Mm-hmm.
You can read? Like I was like, Ava, watch it. But you're right. He can't. It's surprising.
Yeah, that I love that. So the whole dark thing, I like the idea. So I love the fact that we didn't really dwell on the Obama thing. Was great, and they kind of use that and they put most of that in like I think the promo for this episode this week. But that was just kind of like the beginning part, right? The real meat of this episode comes one with Damien Darhk realizing that. Like, he really did make a pact with the devil.
Right.
Literally. Yeah, right. Literally made a pact with the devil and has lost his daughter. And when he sees Mallus come out of his daughter, he realizes that his daughter's gone.
Yo, her face fell off when that happened. Like, I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she's done ski. Yeah, that's over.
And he decides that he has to team up with the legends, the people he's tried to kill on multiple occasions. To team up with them to try to save his daughter, and it's the only thing they have. And we'll get into this NBC stuff later, but like the dark stuff, I thought was really, really good. Like, you really, this is a terrible dude. He killed Laurel Lance without a hesitation, but you do feel something for him because he really is just a father who wants to save his daughter. You almost forget. Like there's this conversation he has with Sara about love when she comes in and he was telling her, and you're just like, she's not going to forgive you. She's going to kill you. If it had come from anybody else, that would have been like, it was a good one. It was a good one. But then you remember he's Damien Darhk.
He's a great actor.
Oh God.
Like he and Sara they're both really good actors, but Neal McDonough is just once again proving why I don't care how his arc ends, they're gonna find a way to bring back Damien Darhk. He's just too good at his job. I really thought you're right. The poignant, like, emotional notes really landed because he related it back to her. People like us, if we don't have love, we're the bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the difference between me now and me when I killed your sister, because you are the difference. You're the difference in yourself. It's the same difference.
Right.
And I thought that was a really kind of in my, just for a CW hour-long sitcom or not sitcom, but like drama that, doesn't exactly aspire to the highest of highs. That was some poignant shit. There was some good writing, some great delivery, and it played on the shared history of these characters.
Well, you know what it is? It's like with them going with that and him driving that home. That is something that I think Arrow tries to do every week, and it isn't always as successful because the actors aren't strong. It's not that the writing isn't there. To be honest, the actors aren't there. Like that was. And, not taking anything from Katie, but, like, that was all Neal. Like, he nailed that shit. And like I said, in that one moment, I forgot he was fucking Damien Darhk. And even I was like, well, no, give him the death totem. It's okay. And I was like, wait a minute, did we just give him the death totem? Hey, that was not a good idea. And then the second thing was when Nora showed up. So when he had the totem, and then Nora shows up, and it's like she's trying to hold on. It was at that moment I was like, he's gonna betray him, but it's not gonna be the typical Damien Darhk betrayal where he's doing it because I'm just evil. He literally betrayed them because he wanted to save his daughter, and damn it, he's wrong, but he's not wrong. It's like, I wish you weren't so evil, Damien. I could have really rooted for you on this one, but. Fuck. Not to mention that the Legends their plan wasn't going to work, but that was by accident. This is honestly, and what I love about it is you take this character that we have known since we saw him on, what was that, season 4 of Arrow? Season 4 of Arrow, last season of Legend of Tomorrow, and then this season. If you think about it, if he does die, you get rid of him, now he's had a complete arc. Now Damien Darhk has actually had a really, really good complete arc, where you actually have him almost redeeming himself in some kind of way, and you're actually to the part of you almost forget all the evil he's done, because it's like everything else we've seen from Damien Darhk is him literally doing things. Like last season, he was evil just to be fucking evil. Even even this season when he showed up, the Return of the Mac episode, like. He's doing everything just to be evil, and then here you have him at the very end. Everything he's doing it's the opposite of everything Damien Darhk's ever done. It's the opposite of selfish. He's doing everything he can to try to save his daughter and correct the mistakes he's made. That I've been a terrible father, admitting that he's been a terrible father. You know what
it kind of echoed, and I didn't think about it, so we were just having this conversation. Was kind of the way they wrote off Malcolm Merlyn.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
By jumping on that mine for his daughter. It was, in both instances, it was a character who we've not only been told to hate, but been shown why you should hate them. Neal reminds you, like, Damien Darhk made Felicity Nuka City.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a good. He didn't just kill Laura Lance, which everyone like. You killed Laura Lance, like he also killed like a town. Like
there's 10. I mean, yeah. 10,000 people.
Kill the city.
I tend to think that we don't talk about the fact that a city got nuked on Arrow enough.
Like, no one brings it up. Like, a nuke exploded on the continental United States.
Yeah, it's kind of happened.
No one. It's never like, again, trial day 57. Who turned the key? Like, it's none of that. This would be that would be a new show for me. I'd watch Law and Order Star City.
I'm surprised nobody like that has not come up in the federal investigation of Oliver Queen. It's like, so who was it that directed the nuke to go to that one town?
So since you've been back, a nuke's gone off.
Right?
Read about that, Mr. Queen.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, I think a nuke going off is a pretty big smoking fucking city. Not even gun, smoking city. Where were we?
Yeah, Damien Darhk.
Damien Darhk's ridiculously evil.
Right.
Like cartoon evil. And they keep hammering home the Laurel thing like it's some long-running feud between he and Sara. No. Laurel was literally collateral damage on his route to destroying a city.
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
No, Laurel was literally in the way. It wasn't like I'm gonna make an enemy forever by killing Sara Lance's sister. He was like, "Who is this bitch? Snap!
Right.
Get him away!" Like what?
Yeah, it literally is the M. Bison speech, yo.
I really wish that he'd been like, you killed my sister. I've killed a lot of people's sisters. You need to be more specific. Like
he might. No, you know what? I think he did say that to her.
Oh, I hope.
I think he did because
if anyone could have nailed that line, if anyone could find that clip in at me at dpalm66, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, because remember when she meets him, it's the young one that hadn't done that yet, and so I think she said that to him. He's like, "Who? I don't know you." Yeah, it's. Oh man, oh great. So then, we have them going back. Well, we have Amaya, and hold on. Yeah, we have Amaya going back to try to save her village, and so now the question then becomes: was the village always destroyed by the warlords, or was it always an anachronism?
I think the point that solidifies it is that the village is always destroyed.
Okay.
I think that they're changing time is what. I think that's why he had to include Grodd, which the idea of Damien Darhk breaking God out of a tiny case, like, okay,
break glass in case of Grodd,
but like just put the thing in your pocket and release him while you're there. Like, why would you break him out on the ship? Like, I get you had to visually tell me that he's out of the thing, but just show me that the thing's missing. And then, like, when you open your after commercial, you open on the broken thing, and then Grodd's over eating it. It's more, as opposed to me going to commercial being like, wait, so a tiny gorilla is terrorizing the city, or how is this working? The village is overrun by an itty-bitty gorilla with telepathic powers, which, by the way, still terrifying. Telepathic powers, I find horrifying. Yeah, maybe. But of course, they came back in commercials a full-size gorilla. I'm just saying, visually, I didn't understand why I was shown a broken thing before the commercial.
I'm still not sure how he got. Well, I guess Damien has his powers. Maybe he has used his powers.
Damien's got a pocket. The thing's fucking tiny.
So no.
That really bugs me.
Yeah. So we see one that Amaya, we see how Amaya didn't remember Nate. The older grandma Amaya didn't remember Nate because she had obviously flashed herself. So I think that kind of leads to the idea that Nate died.
Oh, Nate's gonna die.
Yeah, I think that,
and that's not his daughter.
Yeah, and which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Which I think saves, because here's the thing, we're making room for new legends because we already know Constantine is joining, Ava's coming in. I'm really hoping and waiting. I know they're probably, I feel like they're not going to do it. They would have said it. I feel like Wally's not going to be a season regular next season. I kind of wish he was.
I don't know. They haven't said anything about it because they just said he was joining Legends in the back half of the season.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I can kind of understand.
It's a better fit for him.
Huh?
It's a better fit for him.
I know too. That's why I'm hoping Wally stays. But
I also really appreciated Damien Darhk. Take out the speedster first. That's just 101. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's read a comic book.
Well, okay, so we're all over the place with this episode, but going into that real quick, I love the idea that Wally is always running headfirst in everything. Because one, it's Kid Flash, and that's what Kid Flashes do. And he's not really completed his training yet. So him running headfirst in everything, makes fucking sense. You know? And to thinking he can just use his speed and get there. Like you said, I think Legends is better fit for Wally because he is a young member of the team. And so it feels like he's young and inexperienced. Whereas when he over on the Flash, he feels like he's the same age as everybody else. And so you're like, it doesn't work.
He has to because everything's so goddamn heavy on the Flash.
Exactly. And it just doesn't work. Here, it makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, you're just gonna run headfirst and everything, and you can't do that, dude. So I love the fact that they're doing that. But going back to the Amaya thing, I like the idea that, you know, you're seeing kind of what led to the village being destroyed, that Amaya and Quase's mother didn't take the totem, and that's kind of what left the village unprotected. And so they decided, well, we're going to try to, you know, undo that. And one, I love the fact that Wally is being the voice of reason and saying, hey guys, Flashpoint, can't do this. Been down this road before. Don't do this. Hell, I have powers because of Flashpoint. Like, this can lead really horribly bad. We had a whole conversation about this. Let's not do this. And Nate, I also like the fact that Nate was just like, Wally, I can't say no to her. Which, stupid, but I understand.
But that was some love shit. Like that I was like, all right.
Like I said, stupid, but I understand. I totally understand. Especially on these CW shows, the stupid things people do for love. This is one that I'm like, I'll allow it. I'll allow breaking time.
I see where you're coming from. Like Chris Hart and all that shit. We're breaking the fucking timeline.
Hey.
No. They said, screw the timeline this time. This time? Hey, motherfucker, how do you think we got here? Look, I'm all for love. I'm all for, you know, finding a way for it to conquer all. This is some bullshit.
Look, compared to all the other bullshit we've seen,
that's fine, but
I'm not saying I condone it. I just say I understand.
That's fine. I can understand in a vacuum. There are stakes here. You unleashed a god, not into like a city or into a planet or even to a universe, into time. You see that motherfucker vanish at the end?
Oh yeah. Oh, they're fucked. Yeah, this is all
like what? What? I thought it was bad last season when it ended with fucking dinosaurs attacking knights. The reason why this is not on break and everything else is because this is the end of the CW verse.
Right.
Congratulations, you fucking broke it.
This is their Thanos.
That's why they got renewed for their season. Everyone's going back to season 1.
That would be fucking.
We had Flashpoint. This is dumbass point. This is going to be where the entire series are changed, and that way Diggle can be Green Arrow finally. We're gonna pick up a bow.
Oh god, I forgot. Tomorrow night we watch Diggle get his ass whooped.
Yes, we do. If this fight takes a commercial break, I'm gonna be pissed. Unless Ollie's hurt or like trying to talk the entire time. Like, would you please stop? Let's just have a conversation, John. So, John, please stop swinging at me. I know you can't hit me, but please stop, John. No. I saw that promo where Oliver goes through something. I go, he better be diving out of the way of like a gunshot. I will not accept that Diggle put him through something. No way, no how.
Oliver, it's the Batman versus Superman thing. Superman is just, he doesn't want to fight. Anyway.
Yeah. Oliver is going to deliver Diggle unto these hands. And I am here for it. Because, Oliver promised one thing, but guess what, Diggle? Like I said in the air review, I watched you get stabbed in the back while Ollie took down 3 ninjas. It's not a question of should you be Green Arrow. It's not a question of could you be Green Arrow. It's a question of should you be Green Arrow. And the answer to both is no.
We'll get you a power ring. We'll get you.
No, let's get John Diggle. Damn it. Well, you do. See, and this is what he's talking about at the top of the show. There's like certain things he can do that he knows is going to get a reaction. And that's one of them.
Hey, look, man.
John Diggle name, that identity, he broke out of fucking federal prison. That identity's burned. Jon Stewart, however, that's a clean social.
Just saying, after the whole Fantastic Four as the Office deal, I think I owed you.
Yo, you're over here saving networks.
Saving fucking ABC, because ABC is losing it right now.
I don't know what you've done, ABC. I'm like, let Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. go then. Fuck it. Because if the McIdiot you guys are putting on Tuesdays says a word about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's a wrap. You saw that, I guess, apparently episode 2, they popped off at Blackish and Off the Vote.
I know.
You hear about this?
Yeah, I heard about it.
They said something about the golden goose that is Marvel. Let Feige learn your name, Roseanne.
And then, well, now you know the Blackish creators like about to piece out to Netflix. So Netflix is like, we got money.
And Marvel's over here like, yeah, we were the same network. We won't really fuck with them like that.
ABC who? I don't know.
No, we're owned by Disney. They're also owned by Disney. We have no relationship. Yeah, we have the same bosses.
Distant cousins.
We work at the same place. We're not on the same floor. We just happen to work at the same corporation. I don't interact. We don't party with the ABC crew. That's how it works.
I'm sorry, folks. We're all over the place, but we're just I don't know. I don't know what today. I don't know what is wrong with us today. I don't know. This is not normal.
I can't even tell you. Honestly.
I don't know. You know what it is. So I just said it to Deep. Next week we're back to 2 a night because Flash comes back, but after that we're back to only 1. Having to only do 1 show in these nights gives us energy. I think it just allows us to talk.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. It's like, oh wow, I'm not up until 12. Huh? Amazing.
I mean, what's that like?
2 more things I wanted to get to. Obviously the meta whole thing with John Noble in here is
it's this show at its best. It's the episode titled guest starring John Noble, right?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, I've only seen them boring ass Rings movies once. I forgot he was in them to the point where I was Googling while watching. Like, they fuck with me? Secondly, I didn't know they spelled John Noble's name in the credits of the second one. That's funny. And thirdly, like, the audacity of this show. For the second to last episode where they're going to reveal the big bad and set up the massive finale for next week, they're going to have Barack Obama and John Noble portraying John Noble doing the voice of John Noble. Like, and I'm playing Arkham Knight right now because fuck you, Chris. I keep forgetting he's also Scarecrow.
Oh, shit.
And there you go.
Fuck, you're right. That makes Mallus even more scary because fuck, like Scarecrow. Like I never really cared about Scarecrow, but Scarecrow in Arkham Knight was like he's a bastard,
a monster.
He's a monster. It's like what the like. I love how all the thugs are like, what do you do with his face? It's a mask. No, it's not a mask. I'm like, yeah.
Let's get out of here because now we're talking about Arkham Knight.
I know. So no, that was great. I love the fact that he didn't like the lines either. He turned his shit and was like, what? Who's
Studio notes, huh? Well, yeah. Let's do it.
Who's Nora? New character. They're adding a new, female character for diversity, but there's no female character in. Like that whole conversation was just fucking hilarious and relevant. I love how they do that. You can tell Ray wrote the script and it wasn't.
He tried to get defensive too.
Yeah. So the whole and then Damien. And Ray flying into Nora's ear and then playing it too loud at first. Just like that entire thing was just fucking hilarious. You had when Damien Darhk first got there and they tried to put the spell to contain him, and they got it wrong. He's like,
no, the ox upside down.
Right. No, it's not. It's like, yeah, yeah, it is. Just
all right. Can I ask us another question? Mm-hmm. This is actually something that bugged me too. Why was Mick using the flame gun?
That's a valid point.
When they fought Grodd.
You're right, because last week he was actually, I was going to say he couldn't control it, but I was like, last week he was making hot dogs and cooking popcorn.
He was making popcorn in the bowl.
Yeah. It's Mick, though, so I can, here's the thing, you know how I can, it's Mick.
That's true.
It's true. Again, there's certain characters I can just say that with, and I'm like, it's Mick. And then the last thing, I guess we got to talk about Ava. So we know that we're gonna find out next episode why she was special. But Rip is not. Again, Rip doesn't do himself any favors by not just coming out and saying what needs to be said.
Yo, she's not special. That's the thing.
That might be what it is. Yeah.
She's the 12th one. Well, they weren't holding off to find lucky number 12.
But then Rip does keep saying that there's something about her. And maybe it was something on the 12th that made it work. But I don't know. But
that's what you say. You try to keep her on the team, man.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, maybe. Hey, it's Rip. It's Rip. So who the fuck knows?
Right.
But I think we'll find out something there. We know that that character will be back next season as well, which I think I'm happy for. And it kind of, I think, I'm going to say we are going to get the happy ending with Sara and her for this season, at least.
I hope so.
Because, Dan, when Sara went after her and told her she loved her, and she was like, there's nothing to love, I got a little choked up, a little bit, got me a little bit in the chest area a little bit, got a little dusty in there. I was like, Sarah's found love, and I hope she, at least for this season, can really realize it, because it can't last. Because
yeah.
Let me check my notes. I think that was pretty much everything. Like I said, we were all over the place in the review. The episode was not a mess. We were a mess, but the episode was not. Here's the last thing I want to end on. I think that Legend of Tomorrow did something ballsy, and what I mean by that is, next week is the season finale. This was the first time we saw Mallus in his true form. At the very end of episode 17. Mm-hmm. I don't know any other shows, at least not on the CW, that won't show you the villain until almost the very last episode, and be like, that worked. So here you have an entire season where Mallus was an overall threat, yes, and we understood that he was there, but he wasn't a constant presence.
It wasn't like looming over you. It was like, oh, Mallus can be a problem. Mallus is a problem. Mallus is the reason all shit's happening. Mallus is a problem. It's like if we never saw the Thinker to the very end. And also the Thinker was like a giant time-traveling dragon.
Right. Yeah, right. So, I don't know. I think that, and here's the crazy thing. Like, I think any other show, had he not had the season that this Legend of Tomorrow is having, I'd be nervous about the season finale. I'm like, well, how do you wrap this up? How do you complete this? But here I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, we're fine. Like,
let's go.
Well, and I think it's because what they did was and again, it goes with when you have an ensemble show, they made the story about everybody else. So you've gotten all these other connections. Like, we had the big story with Amaya was a big piece of this, and her and Nate ended up being a large piece of this. Remember, I was kind of like iffy on Nate at the beginning of the season. Now I'm like, okay, I get it. We have Sara and the growth of Sara. You brought in Damien Darhk. You brought in the Darks, both of them together. You have this growth of Mick. You brought in Zari. Like, they made the story all these other characters, and it ties into the larger theme of what's going on in Breaking the show. And again, it's going to show that at the end, they're going to all come together to defeat Mallus. And they've made this season about them doing that, about them coming together. So when they do come together in that final episode, you're fine. They defeat the threat. It's okay. I think this is the this is the formula I think the rest of the CW shows need to follow in terms of you don't need to have, because even other shows, they try to do this, right? They try to have these villain of the week. They don't really tie into the overarching theme type deals, but they don't seem to always nail it and always seem to be, those are episodes we seem to like, but then when they bring the main villain back in, it just feels like a little off. Like I think we've been liking the Flash last few episodes, but none of those episodes really had anything to do with DeVoe. And then when DeVoe comes back, we're going to be like, something feels off. And I think this is why what they need to do. And if you think about comic books, that's what the comic books do. You don't really get the villain until like the last maybe 2-3 issues of the arc sometimes, and they've been dealing with the different pieces here and there to do the setup. And that's basically what Legend of Tomorrow does. Like, here's the thing that might be interesting with Legend of Tomorrow. What if Legend of Tomorrow ends this season on a cliffhanger and they don't defeat Mallus?
I think that'd be interesting, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, right. I don't think they're going to, but they could, right? And but like I said, it leaves a possibility for doing that. And I think that's why Legend of Tomorrow has worked so well. It's like I said, nobody goes, oh, we don't know enough about Mallus. Oh, we don't know about the villain. Nobody complains about that right now because we're like, fuck it, we've been having fun.
Exactly.
Who've been enjoying the run, and so you don't care. And then you get to the end, you're like, oh, okay, they got to defeat Mallus now. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's end the season, and let's wait for season 4. And so I think that this should be commended for the way they did this because don't know many shows that do that. And I think it's a bold choice in how they do it, and I think this is the kind of bold storytelling that some of the other CW shows are missing. Not to say the other CW shows are bad or anything like that. I just think that sometimes they get a little stale. And I think Legend of Tomorrow has found a way to keep it fresh. And, so that's all I had. So.
No, I'll touch on everything I wanted to say, honestly. We can say all this stuff about how the pacing and how great the show is and how they've established Big Bad without focusing on it. But they also pulled off their second last episode being called Guest Starring John Noble. Like, that's the show. Like, that's my description of the show in a nutshell. Like, lots of high stakes sci-fi stuff, time travel. But the title of the episode was Guest Starring John Noble,
right?
Because that's how meta and cool and fun the show can be, and it gets to be the CW show. And I think that's also part of it. And we need to be honest about that. Is it carries less narrative heft than Arrow or Flash?
Absolutely.
And so it has the freedom to be lighter, to do shit like this. And it leans into it. It maximizes the minutes of the match.
Well,
it really do. I think it's the most enjoyable hour of television. Just pure, like, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s probably the most fulfilling, but this is probably the most fun I have every week.
Yeah. Well, and again, to be fair to the other shows, like you said, this is an ensemble cast. So yes, Sara Lance is the lead.
There's no single lead to build.
Exactly. She's the lead character, if you will, but they can do an entire episode where she's off doing something else and they focus on other characters. They can do that. Can't really do that with the Flash or Arrow because you have the lead characters, right? And you have to focus on them. And the show is named Arrow. It's not named Felicity. It's not named Diggle. It's named Arrow. The show is called Flash. It's called Flash, and it has to be Barry. It's not going to be Cisco and Caitlin or Iris or anything like that. It's called Flash. Legend of Tomorrow are the legends, and if you're a legend, it can be about you. You can have an entire episode where we go around and deal with you. We can have an episode where we have Ray reading lines with John Noble. So I can't believe that.
And they asked me how it was. I got to meet John Noble. Like,
right. We have an episode where Sara Lance goes back. Because you got to remember, she had to go back in time to go talk to Barry Obama.
Run, Barry, run.
Oh, God damn it. So good. I love this show. Anyway, folks, thank you guys very much for listening. Again, make sure to subscribe. Super Tuesday recap. There's plenty of stuff coming on the network. Like I said, next week, Flash is back. And so we will have that episode up next week as well. Check our YouTube page. I think tomorrow we will have Shannon was out at WonderCon and she got some interviews with the Agent Shield cast, some table interviews with the Agent Shield cast. So I'll have a little reel up with some of their answers, some of the questions coming up on our YouTube page tomorrow. So youtube.com/MTR Network. I'm also doing now our pull list. So every time we do, I'm starting with just once a month. Every time after we do our mailbag episode, I'll do a list of going through some of the comics I'm reading and put that up onto YouTube. If I start getting reading too many comics, then I'll do 2 a month. So we'll see how that goes. So make sure to subscribe on YouTube as well. And that's about it, folks. Again, thank you guys very much for listening, and we'll be back soon. Peace.